Welcome to NHK's Radio English Conversation Program. I'm Marcia Krakauer.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jeff Clark. We're here to enjoy learning English together. Family-friendly companies.
Kelly is spending a peaceful Sunday afternoon in the park with her 2 children and Amy when her mobile phone rings.
Excuse me, everyone. I've got to answer this. It's probably my boss.
Since when have you become such an all-work, no-play person?
Mommy's always on the phone.
Yeah, it's practically growing out of her ear.
As editor of a business magazine, she's on call 24 hours a day, I guess.
She says the business world never sleeps.
I'll get right on that. So sorry, everyone. I had to take that.
Have you ever considered not answering the phone?
With all this new technology, I feel like I have to be accessible all the time.
Weren't these modern advancements supposed to make life easier?
Yeah, I feel like we've all been duped. I'm working harder than ever.
I thought your workplace was family-friendly.
On the face of it, it is family-friendly.
You don't sound so sure. You got extended maternity leave when Leslie was born, didn't you?
Yes, I was able to stay home with her 3 months longer than with Aaron.
That sounds all right to me.
As compensation, I had to agree to work from home the entire time.
That's tough, but it probably is a good business practice.
I'm just not sure if blurring the boundaries between work and home is always a good thing.
Really? I kind of like the idea of having a more flexible schedule.
Let's face it, companies only make new policies to increase productivity.
But you did benefit.
Don't get me wrong. I'm glad my company offers so many family benefits.
You said there was even a nursery on the premises.
Yes. Things like on-site daycare are a real godsend.
Still, you sound a bit nostalgic for the old 9-to-5 workday.
At least I knew when work ended and the rest of my life began.
Mom! Not again!
Wedding bells.
Lise is being fitted for a bridesmaid's gown as her husband, Mike, looks on.
I don't know why you need me here. The seamstress has everything under control.
It's your sister who's getting married. The least you could do is keep me company.
You sound like you don't want to be a bridesmaid.
I'm flattered that your sister asked me, Mike. But look at the dress I've got to wear.
I see what you mean. Lime green is definitely not your color.
No one looks good in it. What was your sister thinking?
She's in love. In my experience, that's no time to plan a wedding. This style is very popular with bridal parties this season.
I believe you, but it doesn't do a whole lot for my figure.
Don't be ridiculous. You look positively radiant.
Reserve that comment for the bride.
It'll do for this wedding, but I don't plan to ever wear this outfit again.
Why should you? Weddings are a once-in-a-lifetime event.
We've got our fingers crossed. This one's going to be quite a lavish affair.
I love winter weddings. Where is it being held?
They're tying the knot at the New York Botanical Garden.
Isn't January a bit frosty for an outdoor ceremony?
Both the service and the reception are taking place in the conservatory.
It's usually not allowed, but my sister's fiancé works there.
And they're doing it up big time.
Ring bearer, flower girls, train bearer, you name it, she's got it.
Her bridal gown is right out of a fairy tale. The train's about a mile long.
And the wedding cake must be at least 6 tiers high.
There's nothing like an over-the-top celebration.
As long as you're a guest.
It's a lot of pressure, especially if you're trying to do it in style.
I'm sure you two handled yours quite nicely.
Who, us? We eloped.
We vowed to put our efforts into the marriage, not into a ceremony.
A visit from Mother.
Marco bumps into Joel in the lobby as the two head home for the day.
I hear you're taking a few days off.
Yeah, my mother's flying in tonight, and I thought I'd spend a little time with her.
That's nice. After all, it's not that often that you get to enjoy her company. Where's she flying in from?
Florida. She moved down there when my father retired.
My folks are down there too, in one of those retirement communities.
Same here. Those places are like summer camp for senior citizens.
I went down for a visit last month, and I couldn't keep up with all the activities.
Marco picks up his mother at the airport. Mom, you look great. Let me take your bag.
Well, don't you look just wonderful?
It's great to see you. How was your flight?
The usual. Too much salt in the snacks. And I was seated next to a real chatterbox.
You should have pretended to be asleep.
I didn't have to pretend. I fell asleep listening to her.
Well, Jack can't wait to see you. Tell me, are the girls keeping you busy?
I'm missing Wednesday mahjong, you know.
What do you suppose they'll do without you?
They'll get along just fine.
Oh, and the pool. How many laps are you up to these days?
50. Every morning before breakfast. And did I tell you, I joined a book club.
No. What possessed you to do that?
When your father was alive, I never had time to pick up a book. I mean serious things, like the classics.
So now you and the girls sit around discussing Beowulf?
Right now, we're working our way through Tolstoy. And Marco.
Yes, Mom?
It's not just girls in this club. My reading partner's a nice man from New Jersey.
I thought I only had to worry about co-ed dorms for Jack.
You're going to have to learn to let go, Marco. I am 72 years old.
Shopping with a material girl.
Joel drops by Amy's office for some advice about shopping with his teenage niece, Tina, who is coming into the city.
Why isn't Tina hanging out in some suburban mall with her friends?
And pass up a chance to go shopping with her favorite uncle in the big city?
Okay, I get it. Well, the East Village has cool, cheap stuff for teens.
Apparently that's not her style. She's looking for designer clothing.
At her age? She shouldn't be spending her allowance on expensive labels.
Tina worked during holiday break. According to her, she's earned this spending spree.
Buying designer clothes is like collecting trophies.
And lately, luxury marketers are focusing on kids.
I think it's kind of sad. Teens are less creative when they're brand name junkies.
Remember rummaging through those army surplus stores?
Sure, I searched the thrift shops to get the look without going broke.
Having no money made us more inventive.
Isn't that what teenage fashion is all about?
Not anymore. And it's partly our fault. We promote brand names after all.
Joel and Tina stroll up Madison Avenue window shopping.
Ooh, Uncle Joel, see that outfit? That's my dream purchase.
Wait till you see the price tag. Whatever happened to saving for college?
You're right. It is a bit rich for my budget.
That's more like it. So, what's on our agenda? Are we buying today or just looking?
Can I confide something in you? I think I'm having an identity crisis.
What seems to be the problem?
All my friends are into these high-status designers, but it just seems so materialistic.
Then maybe it's time to rethink your wardrobe.
If I wanted to, I could find knockoff versions of all the stuff in this window.
And you'd look just as good.
But without the high-end labels, I'd be a fashion outcast.
Who'd have thought such rampant materialism would affect kids at your age?
It's out of control.
And a waste of money. All you'll ever need in college is a pair of jeans.
Let's get out of here and head to the East Village. I hear they've got a lot of funky thrift shops.
Jeff, you have very strong family ties from
True.
what I hear. And you also come from a fairly large family.
And I think like most people from large families, I love it.
How many people are in
there
there?
are 5 children. And I think there's certain patterns in large families that can be found in almost every culture.
Mm-hmm. Which are?
Well, the oldest child usually rebels against both parents and usually is very responsible for the younger children. The younger children learn from the older children's mistakes. The middle child often is a mediator between older and younger children. And then the baby of the family, the youngest, is usually spoiled by everyone. Which reminds me, you are the youngest.
I'm the baby, I'm the youngest, and yes, I have been spoiled. Now, Jeff, has that changed? Your roles, have that changed as you've grown?
Well, no more than your being spoiled has changed, Marcia. I think it's funny because that early software that's input into us continues often throughout one's entire life unless you make a very strong conscious effort to change it.
Now, on the other hand, there are a lot of one-child, single-child families.
Yes, families are getting smaller, and some people are expressing concern that only children will be self-centered or egoistic, but there's a lot of evidence that shows that first children or only children are highly motivated. They're often leaders or achievers in some realm of science or art or whatever. So I think that, it's possibly a very good thing. On the other hand, people who want a bigger family always have the option of adoption.
Yes. It's not unusual to find the word adoption when you pick up and read an American magazine.
Right.
People are very outspoken in discussing how they included a new member of the family through an adoption. But that's something that is rarely discussed in Japan.
Yeah, it's as if here people look as family ties as sort of blood ties, right?
Yes. Blood-related families are very strong here. But, the largest families in the States are made up either partly or entirely of adopted children.
And sometimes from children from all over the world.
Right, adopted internationally.
All right, let's go on from family ties to working and networking.